going to the Power 5. All right, now the Eagles are back in it. The Eagles are back in it at 5. May actually have them a little low. No offense, Eagle fans, but they seem to have the proper adjustments that they've made on the offensive side of the ball. Still have some trust. I noticed that they had a great day, a lot of balance. Now it was against the Giants, kind of a small sample size. But AJ Brown didn't even play Sunday. Kind of a weird leg scratch there, and there's some speculation I've read. Like Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk says he thinks that they could possibly be trying to secretly shop him to be traded. So he didn't want to play him last week to get him to keep him healthy to possibly trade him coming up on Tuesday, which is that trade deadline that's mentioned. But either way, they won 64 points the last 2 games, knocked the Rams out of the spot. Nope, the best LA team earlier this season. Also, they beat that LA Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley ran for 150 yards rushing, 24 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Remember, this guy's been missing in action. They couldn't get any holes for him. Got one early in the first quarter, and I had him on fantasy, and that dude went off to the races, man. About 65 yards, I want to say. I had him on DraftKings. Thank you, Saquon. Won a few dollars off that particular lineup. Got them at 5. You want to look at their up front. Still probably one of the most talented teams in the NFL, if not player for player, the most talented team in the NFL. They brought back Brandon Graham to help them out with edge. And they also may be active in the trade market. Howie Roseman is a guy who's never satisfied, unlike a Pittsburgh Steelers. They never sit on their hands. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make a move to try to get an edge rusher. But anyways, okay, got them at 5. Number 4, Rams. Got the Rams. I like the consistency of the Rams. I know the Eagles beat them, blah, blah, blah. But still like the consistency. Love that up front defense. I mentioned the sacks and whatnot between, Jared Verse and Byron Young there. They just traded, I mentioned earlier in the program, for Roger McCreary from Tennessee, slot corner. Got rave reviews at times from Tennessee. Got about, 36, 38 career starts there. Going to add a little bit of depth there for the cornerback position. They still may make another move by the deadline. Not really a weak spot there for this particular team, other than maybe keeping Stafford upright. We know he had his back problems coming in, but I'm still really impressed the way they went to on a short trip there. Went in very business-like trip, clean the Rams clock or the Jaguars clock, and then come back. And of course they had their bye week. I expect a lot of big things out of this team. Definitely a Super Bowl legitimate contender, starting to live up to that. Okay. Like I said, Byron Young, Jared Verse, excellent defense, right back in it. I think if they played them again, I think they probably would beat the Eagles. Well, they had them beat last time, and it's block extra kick and turn around touchdown the other way. Eagles got pretty lucky there. Okay, number 3 probably should be some would probably say I got them a little low at 3. Probably should be higher. But right now, I'll explain it here in a minute. The Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, now have the league's best points differential, 116. They are destroying teams. I was telling a friend of mine the other day, the Titans look like an expansion team against the Colts. There are 3 touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor, having a Marshall Faulk-like season like he did in 1999. Just an absolute beast of a player. I had some notes here on him screenshotted, and I got to find them for Marshall Faulk. I mean, they would be the number 1 seed if the playoffs started today. 850 yards rushing, 5.9 yards per carry, 12 rushing touchdowns, 206 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. I mean, we talk about them every week. Best offensive line, according to Pro Football Focus in football right now. Defensive line, solid. 160. Listen, Lou Amorano, probably not a head coach material, but he was a big scapegoat for Cincinnati, and they just got beat by the Jets here. Justin Fields, without his leading receiver, has a field day, per se. Justin Fields has a field day against the Cincinnati's defense. So it really wasn't Lou Amorano wasn't the issue. He's having a great, and he may get a head coaching job because of this, but he's having a great year with the Indianapolis Colts there. So I've got them, like I said, and plus they play the Steelers this week. I don't think it's going to be any better for the Steelers with that offensive line and that Jonathan Taylor running the football there. And of course, comeback player of the year right now is Daniel Jones, with his 70+ completion percentage, low touchdown to intercept. And here's the main thing about Daniel Jones. He's playing with confidence this year. He's making quick decisions, But they really went to a new level when they went on the road and beat the Chargers like that. I got a feeling they're going to do the same with the Steelers come Sunday, but we'll see coming up Sunday. They got them at number 3. Okay, number 2. I tell you what, both these teams fully healthy, I would probably pick the Lions. Would you take Daniel Jones or Jared Goff? I'd probably take experienced Jared Goff, Super Bowl playing Jared Goff, and this balance of players. By the way, Aiden Hutchinson just signed a big extension. Congratulations. Heck of an edge rusher. But I got the Lions here at number 2. Pretty healthy minus cornerback when they come off this bye this past week. They got a big game against Minnesota, and I think they'll probably tee off on them. A team that has 2 years of playoff experience, a better pass rush. They're 5th in sacks. The third. Think about it. They're 5th in sacks. Didn't even play this past week. They're 3rd in points. With a much tougher schedule here than a team like a Colts who played Tennessee twice in Miami. So I do like the Colts, but they have beat up on some pretty bad teams. The Colts of Miami, not good. And as much as I do praise the Colts, I got to be realistic here. I got to call all the balls and strikes. Remember, the Denver game was a guy got it was a late hit or something, and it was a 5-yard penalty, and the Colts hit the game-winning field goal. But if it's not for that penalty, the Colts missed that field goal, and Denver beats them, and that was one of the other tougher teams. So I like them, but I don't think they're just I like Detroit better at this time, and I do think that Detroit is the number 2 team if the playoffs started today in my Power 5. Now, number 1, since they're in the playoffs, if the playoffs started today, they would be a wild card team. I guess it's pretty much, you probably would guess it pretty easy. That is correct. The Kansas City Chiefs, last 3 games, average margin of victory, 21 points. Issues on the O-line seem to be an early issue. It's not perfect, a little banged up, but you look at the defense, only 6 points in the last 2 games. I mean, wow. Man. 7 points the last 2 games. Playing great. Rashid Rice looking like he just hasn't missed a beat here. They got a big game this week against Buffalo. That's going to come down to injury reports and everything. For Buffalo, I would lean Buffalo if Milano plays. I would lean Kansas City if Buffalo does not play. Milano does not. That's the linebacker there for Buffalo. I think he's that important to their run defense. So, all right, number 1, Kansas City. Number 2, Detroit Lions. Number 3, the Indianapolis Colts. Number 4, the LA Rams. And number 5, the Philadelphia